What kind of music should Christians listen to? So this is a topic of Christian music and stuff that's kind of been relevant due to the whole Skillet controversy with their song "O Come, O Come Emmanuel," and some people have been very opinionated on that. But I think it brings up a broader question of what kind of music should Christians listen to in general. And I think there's kind of three types of music. There's music that's kind of inherently godly. This would be like Christian music and stuff. That's very overtly Christian. Then there's the kind of neutral music that doesn't really state a message of Christianity. And then there would be like secular music, which is inherently like anti-God. And so I think the clear answer is if it's against God, probably don't do it, right? Like if it's, I don't think necessarily Christians should be engaging in like modern rap music, which talks about a number of vice-filled stuff. And then on the other hand, you have like Christian music that's some of it gets a little repetitive, and so I get why some people may not like that. I will say there are different genres of Christian music, such as Christian rap and even like some Christian metal and stuff, which pretty solid. And then there's also like neutral music, which doesn't really have an opinion either way. And so I don't really. I think if you're falling into that category, like it doesn't necessarily matter as much, right? If as long as it's not like anti-God, but if it's like a little neutral, it doesn't necessarily have overtly Christian overtones. It's okay as long as it's not like anti-God. An example of this would be like Breaking Benjamin. They're a metal band. They're not like inherently Christian though, but like they have some like religious philosophy in some of their songs and stuff. But they're not like inherently a Christian band. So like I listen to them occasionally, not like all that often, but like I don't think there's a problem with that, due to the fact that like they're not anti-God, or I haven't seen anything that's like they're anti-God or whatever. They're not swearing a whole bunch in a number of their songs, and there might be songs with that. I'm not entirely sure, but that's kind of the broad statement would be: is it against God? Is it messages that are inherently anti-God? Is like the language and the message kind of just overall nasty? And if the answer is no, then even if it isn't inherently a Christian song or Christian artist, I think it's okay to listen to it. But overall, I think it is better to have like more Christian artists and stuff in your feed. But overall, I think people get a little too crazy with it. But in fairness, there are some secular artists I don't think Christians should listen to, like Taylor Swift or some of those pop stars and stuff. Like those are, I would say, anti God messages, and we shouldn't engage in that. But if it's not anti-God and it's not not counter to godly living, I think it's okay. We don't need to be super dogmatic on. But overall, we want to listen to things that bring glory to God.